Alright, so I'm going to be showing some Xiukai gameplay here. It's about 550, 560 LP. You'll be able to see at the end. I just wanted to show an alternate route for Xiukai that you don't see often. I know Factory is pretty popular. Let's go ahead a little bit here through the loading screen so I can show off this build. So this is a forest start build. I have a few different starts just because Factory and Temple seem to be so overcrowded. This forest one is going to be a skill amp build, as you can see there. I'm going to pick up what we can here. We need a lot of gems, honey, feathers, and fans here. The honey is just for making honey water so that we can maintain our SP while we're looting. It also gets you level 2 pretty quick here, you'll see here. In the forest section here, you can either equip the fan for skill amp or the feather. You can hot swap them for the feather giving you a little bit of move speed. Here I put the fan on really quick and I'm going to grief this Fiora because I am Xiukai, and even though I have gray weapon and nothing but the fan, I have ridiculous base damages. Back off for now. I'm going to chug these extra honeys just for the extra SP sustain. And we're just quickly searching. One thing is you can search right here and craft while you're looking at the items to save you a little bit of time. That works for anybody, but it's a nice tip to try to work on. I didn't get sound recorded for this game for some reason, so I'm going to try to do some sound effects myself, I guess. I miss one feather here, but that's fine because we're going cemetery later. And it actually frees up our inventory space a bit more if we skip a feather. The only problem with that is it's hard to get a feather in cemetery right now because it's contested. I run out that same Fiora here again and grief her some more. Again, I'm just going to grab SP consumables here and chug them pretty much instantly. Just to keep my SP topped off so I don't have to worry about it. I hear the Fiora in here doing some crafting again, and I'm going to try to grief her, but Q misses, so I don't go in on it. I see a Jackie. A little worried about Jackies here. The biggest issue with this build is that you have gray weapon, no boots when you get to Avenue. So if you run into a Jackie, it's real rough. I end up eating one of my breads here instead of cooking it to save inventory space. Because I really need the inventory space when I'm in Avenue here. I end up doing that occasionally. Oh, no. I save one of the breads. I try to save the breads because I can get curry powder here as well. But I end up needing the space here, and I eat one of the breads. Factory is where the build really starts to come together. As soon as you find this axe, which is what I eat the bread for, and the scrap metal to make steel, you can get your weapon up to almost full build, and then as soon as you find a nail, you can get purple weapon. You spend a lot of time in factory. That is another weakness of this build, is that you do need to spend a lot of time in factory, which can be contested. Luckily, only one person started here this game, so I wasn't too worried about it. The issue with that then becomes if you don't get your things in factory too much and nobody started there, that you're going to run into a lot of people in factory, which you'll see here in just a moment. I finished my weapon, so I figure I might as well kill the dog to grab some leather. I hear somebody level up here, like at the same time as I do, and I'm trying to find them and see if they're up there, but don't catch a glimpse. I'm just going to keep crafting because I want to get my items before I start fighting, really. But I'm pretty strong right now with purple weapon, crane fan. It's a lot of skill amp. Plus Xiukai's base damage. I don't have any points in W because I've been getting pretty good RNG on this route. So I don't need to worry about using my W for extra damage. The QE is your main combo, so in general, I think you do actually want to skip W if you're ahead. Here I see this heart. Try to throw a Q, it doesn't work out. I go back to crafting my boots. But I can hear her still fighting that wolf. So I know everything she has is going to be off cooldown, and I'm going to go for the kill because I see the scoreboard. She has blue weapon. I'm absolutely not worried about this heart. I probably didn't even need to blow ult here, but it gets the kill quickly. I'm able to get another leather, and I just grab some of her food and chow down to get a quick heal. And then this guy just gives me a free kill, which is beautiful. It gives me my skill up on my weapon, which lets me get the knock up from the slow on spear active. And this Lee Diamond realizes their mistake and trying to go in on me for stealing her kill. And I just get handed 3 kills here. Like, I'm super strong at this point, so these people showing up is really good for me. The bottles let me make health potions. I again steal some food and some SP regen items and just chug them down as quickly as I can. Going back to check, and look, there's another person here. But I missed my stuff, so I can't really go in on them. I wanted to double check those bodies. I should have kept chasing here because I could have definitely killed this Fiora. I can hear her running here. And it sounds like she's going towards Cemetery. I should get really lucky on oil and lighters in this game, I believe. So I could have gone fish and chips, except the zones towards the end sort of get messed up. The talking about the skill order here, the W is actually a lot of damage. Its health scaling starts at 3% and goes up to 5, and the slow starts at 10 and scales up to 50. You actually get a lot of value out of maxing W. The problem with it is that you don't use W in your combo every time, right? The main combo is Q, E, weapon skill to push them away a little bit, and then alt. And then they're super slowed, and they have to come towards you if they want to fight, and they can't really run away because of the slow, so they get hit by your full alt. If you're behind, it's definitely worth having a level in W as an extra way to apply a slow to get the knock up if you happen to miss your Q or you don't have your weapons ability off cooldown. But also just the damage. It scales really nicely in damage without putting points into it because it has a 3% max health scaling. So as you level up, as you craft food and get into crafting for your passive stacks to get health mastery and extra max health, it scales really nicely actually without even having to put a lot of points into it. The only time I would probably max W is if you're behind. I searched this guy because he's close to Cemetery, and turns out he has a chain and more lighters and oil. But I would max W if you're behind early, if you get bad RNG, or if your route is contested and it takes you a long time to get out of forest. I would maybe put a point into W just to give you an extra slow and some extra damage into your combo. You can throw the W into your combo right after E, so you Q to slow, and then hit E so you get the knock up because they're slowed, and then you hit W for extra damage, and then you ult them. And if you have weapon skill, you use it, but if you're behind, it's likely you're behind in mastery as well and you don't have weapon skill. If you max W, it gets you a 50% slow, which is actually really nice if you're behind, because then you can play a kiting style gameplay. You're going to see a lot of all-ins in this one because I'm so far ahead and I'm so strong. I actually end up getting 2 legendary items this game. But you can play a kiting gameplay style where you just hit them with your Q. And they chase you because they're stronger than you, but you keep your distance because you have so much move speed. Even with the weapon having a negative, I'm almost at 4 move speed here. I have builds that get higher move speed, but they deal less damage. It's kind of a funny gameplay style where you just kite them. They think they're stronger than you, and they are, but you just outrun them and keep throwing Qs behind you to hit them and slow them down. Here I gotta go hospital to get a bandage because I missed one in factory and had to move on. But you deal so much slow, 30% slow with your Q, which has a massive hitbox and deals a ton of damage and a low cooldown. So if you can keep running in front of somebody and throwing your Q behind you to slow people down, you don't need to all in. You can just hit them with Qs until they run out of food or until they decide, oh, wait, actually, my health is too low, I can't take this. And then when they do that, you turn around and start chasing them. And you keep hitting them with your ranged 30% slow with a massive hitbox. And it's really easy to just kite people and then all in on them. Xiukai is one of the best characters for just kiting because of his kit. He has a dash, he has 2 slows, he's got the slow and the knockback on spear active. You can kite people for days, plus with your extra powerful food, you can heal up faster than them, guaranteed. Guaranteed you heal up faster than them. And then you can turn it around on them really easily. So here this Jackie is chasing. I missed my Q, so we're just going to pretend that didn't happen, and I'm going to go here when my Q's up. Unfortunately, I end up going for the Jackie. If I'd hit the E there, that's a definite kill. There's a scenario possibility where the Jackie kept chasing and I could have ulted and hit both of them. I'm trying to chase this Jackie down. Jackie is one exception to this. Jackie is extremely, extremely fast with the move speed steroid and the jump that she uses right here. I just decide it's not worth the chase, and I go back and I'm going to get this Chiara. But I'm so far ahead in this one that I'm not going to bother with my W. This is about the point around level 11, level 12, where I want to start putting points into my passive. I don't put any points into it early, which means I don't get a lot of stacks early, which getting stacks early can help a lot because it adds damage to your ultimate. 1 damage on every wave for every stack you have. So if you hit 80 stacks in a game, that's an extra 480 damage on your ultimate. It's huge, but I want the early base damage so that I can fight early and get kills. I get really lucky with this meteor here. Like Cabana, a nice extra damage and defense upgrade. Really nice. Nothing from this bear. But now we're going to go... I was looking at potentially making some traps here. Ended up ditching the idea just to get some trap mastery and some levels. Just to get some extra XP. And just have something to throw down just in case. Traps are really powerful in this game. But I ended up ditching it because I need to go get food to stack my passive. See, when I killed her, I leveled my passive here so I can get some more stacks. And there I level up again, and I max it out. So now I'll get 3 stacks every time I craft something here. I looted these telephoto cameras, which is really nice. I can set these up to give me vision so I can see when people are coming when I'm cooking. And I don't have to worry about getting surprised while doing my cooking. I was thinking about doing fish and chips because I had so much oil this game. Unfortunately, the zones kind of screwed me over from that. Beach, Avenue, and Dock are all closed already, so I can't get cod, which means I can't make fish and chips. So I just decided on spicy fish stew, and then trying to get butter fried potatoes, but I don't believe I end up getting any of those before I close out this game. So we're gonna make a ton of this. You get 1 stack for making boiled water, and then you get stacks for making the spicy fish stew. So with 3 lighters, you can craft boiled water 3 times, which gives you passive stacks 3 times, and that makes 9 boiled water. So then you can do 9 spicy cod stew, which gets you 12 stacks on your passive, times 3 if it's maxed out. That's 36 stacks, which is huge. If you do fish and chips, you can get a little bit more stacks, and you also get more health mastery and XP for crafting fish and chips. But with this route, I don't get wick this game, but if you do the spicy fish stew and butter fried potatoes, you actually stay closer to where wick spawns. And wick buff is huge, especially for Xiukai. If you're doing that kiting gameplay style, having an extra 60 damage per second every time you hit them with the Q is huge. You know, you do an extra 180 damage with every Q if you're spacing them out, and it times out about perfectly with the Q cooldown. This Q comes by. I tag him with the Q. He goes here, sees I have the camera, so he doesn't stay. And I missed that Q. But here, you can see, I'm just going to run him down. He is basically full build here, but I am Xiukai, and I hit him with everything, and he's done. I'm half health. I take a Scotty as a nice upgrade to the Drofnir. He's got a ton of milk, so I try to take that and see if I can do some more crafting with it. I'm going to drink my honey water to make space. I see he's got fish cutlet. And maybe I could turn that into fish and chips, but then I realized no lighters. Unfortunate. Even though I have 6 oil, I have no lighters on me, and I don't believe I can really get any. And then I realized, oh shit, I'm not in the zone. And I have some issues with controls. I just stopped moving here for some reason. I think I clicked maybe in an unmovable area, and it just canceled my pathing. But I'm Xiukai, I'm pretty fast. I can dash over the walls. I've got good move XP, so I'm over 4 move speed, and I can quickly teleport to forest and save myself some time. And here, I could search, but mostly I'm just looking to set up vision control, get some last mastery, and be able to see my final opponent coming, because I realize there's only 1 person left. That's this Jackie. I'm going to set up vision. I'm going to look at their build. No, I'm not going to look at their build because I already know. But then I very easily, she runs into me with W active for some reason, just running at nothing, which means she didn't have it to run away, didn't have it to get lifesteal on me, and I completely burst her before she's able to do anything. So I hope this helped a little bit in seeing that there are more Xiukai routes than just factory, and they're very strong, especially if you get an early lead. Again, you have to be careful in Avenue. Ended up, yeah, it was around 550 LP. At the start of this game. I think Xiukais are very, very strong right now. But a lot of people just play factory Xiukai, which is great for me because I use this build. And I use my temple build when I want to be funny with move speed. But I think Xiukai is a very good character for new players because the routes are fairly basic. You don't have to worry too much. All your stuff is in the same area. You only really need to teleport once or twice, no matter what route you're doing. The factory route is also very good, but it's nice to have variance. And Xiukai also encourages you to cook food, which is a great skill for new players to learn. So I think this is actually a really good character for new players to pick up, even though it can be a little bit intimidating at the start, realizing, oh, I'm going to have to make food on this character, and I barely even know how to craft my gear. I think he's strong enough, even without abusing the passive, that new players will feel comfortable on him. He's simple, and his route is nice and easy. I hope that I was able to teach some people some stuff. Xiukai Poggers XD. I actually had a lot more to say than I thought, so I didn't end up doing any sound effects in the video. I apologize for there not being sound. I've got that issue fixed on my OBS, so if I do another video, I won't have that issue. So, thanks. Bye.